Hi, guys. We're back to the Shit I'm 30, Almost Didn't Make It podcast with your host, Carla, who last night was a 21-year-old white girl. Today, she's 30 plus and hurting. And I'm in New York, and I can't stop burping. And I'm in a studio, like professional type shit. There's like a man in the room. I'm burping. I want to fart. I love this. And I'm with an amazing person today. Oh, Mandii.
Yes.
I'm in New York with you.
This is crazy. Mind you, had a live show last night. Then she took me out to party in the New York nightlife. And now we're in the studio recording the very next day.
And then I didn't realize you said we had to be here at 1. But to me, I'm a Florida girl. So it's like you get in the car, you go where you're going.
No.
I keep forgetting the commute to get wherever it is.
From the Bronx, bitch, yes.
Oh, and by the way, I'm staying in the Bronx. Bitch, I'm hood as fuck.
Hey, chill out. I live in the good part of the Bronx. Calm down.
People don't know that in Orlando.
Or
anywhere else. You say the Bronx and you hood.
BX.
I'm a thug. What you said you did like this yesterday. Now I know what that means. I'm popping, okay? Wait.
Well, I'm glad that you wanted to do this and bring me on the Shit I'm 30 podcast. Although
I'm almost 30.
I am almost 30. So this is kind of a shit I'm almost 30. I am. I'll be 28 this year. So
oh, honey, you're knocking.
I'm getting there. After last night, I feel like my body is over 30 with them.
There's one thing you said, I can't drink and wake up the next day. And that's when you know you're reaching 30.
Well, that's because, guys, she had me on brown liquor. I don't know if you guys know.
Excuses.
I have now transferred back to white, and I'm a Tito's advocate. Tito's and soda with lime, please.
Niggas drink Tito's.
Right. But now last night, you had me on brown, which is why I feel like this today.
Because you can't drink Tito's straight.
You can drink it with soda. With a lime.
Where were we supposed to get soda where we were at the show?
Oh.
There was no soda, there was no ice. We need to find whatever we can drink straight.
So let's just do shots.
So the Crown Apple was perfect. It was so good. Well, I wanted to bring you and have you on the show because I have seen such a change in you. And it's a good thing, but it's a change it's gonna happen, I think, almost to everyone. And I'll say almost because there's people that don't grow up.
Right.
And everybody knows that one person, that one girl, that one guy who is hitting 40 and they still act like they're 21. Mm-hmm. And that has nothing to do with the fact they have kids or if they're married. They can have kids and married and still act like they're young as fuck.
Absolutely.
And not grow up. So I think we're talking about growth mentally, not like your ass grew or anything like that. Mine still has.
My ass has definitely shrank
I'm waiting
since
for
we
the day
first
mine
met.
Grows. Maybe that it comes with growth, but it doesn't. Let's let everybody know basically what you do now.
Okay. Well, I have 2 lives, so I guess I can mention that. So I'll do the nice side of my life first. Actually, no, I'll introduce it. So I'm one half of the very popular, high in demand,
popular as fuck.
Podcast Whoreible Decisions, and we talk about sexual liberation, women empowerment, and just pretty much start the conversations around things sexually that we don't do within our community. And I say our community, minority communities, Latinas, Black, brown. I don't know about Asians.
I would say Asians.
Asians are the majority. They take up over half the globe. Right? Over half the globe. About that, Asians are the majority.
We don't live over there. We're talking about they're here.
Are they the minority? Anyways,
they're a minority.
Anyways, we talk about sex.
But it's mostly black and brown. Aren't Asians brown?
No, they're yellow. No, is that bad? No, I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know.
Disclaimer: no. We might say certain things that might offend some people. I'm sorry. We're not trying to offend anyone.
I never mean to offend anyone, but that's what I thought. No, okay, don't mind me. Anyways, and then on the other side of things, we were laughing. Stop, my bad. Well, I didn't know. So real quick, because I do want to let you guys know a little bit. About me, I don't try to be offensive, and I'm trying to work to where I also don't give a fuck to be politically correct on things. So even last night in the show,
if someone does tell us, hey, it's this way, not this way,
right, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, we will change it. I do real quick want to share a story. Me and Carla had probably a half a day conversation on what's appropriate to call a transgender
person, girl, woman, people, transition,
not transition. Like, we didn't know what to say. Mind you, I had sent a flyer to her, and it was called Tranny Thursdays.
But it was because you had just had a show, and we talked about it after that. They told you, don't call us tranny.
Right.
Was it you that had the show?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I was talking with when I did one of my episodes.
And we had talked about it, and I was just like, but wait. In their own community, they're using the word tranny. So we literally spent half a day talking about this. So if I offend you guys, I don't mean to. These, again, are conversations that need to be had.
Right.
If you want to check me, you can find me on social media and correct that, you know. And then, so on the other side of what I do is, so I just graduated with my BS in accounting and a BBA in marketing.
Ooh,
and I currently work in finance and accounting. So...
yes.
It's like night and day talking about sex and then looking at fucking Excel spreadsheets all day. But
all fucking day.
All day. But I get through it. And you know, so yeah, that's a little bit of what I do currently. Yes.
To me, when you said you were going into accounting, which is I was already within the field. When you were going, I'm like, is she sure? Because the only reason I'm doing this is to pay bills and take care of my child, who I apparently have to feed.
Well, that's the thing. So when me and Carla met, and I'm sorry if I'm jumping around, but we were both in the nightlife. So I bartended for 7 years, and Carla was a bottle server, the hottest one in Orlando, you know. But no, and so living that life, being on the night scene, making cash, being in that type of environment, I just knew when I got to my 30s, and this is actually funny that, it fits with the show.
Right.
I said, when I get to my 30s, there's no way I'm still going to be in the club. When I get to my 30s, if I have a family, I don't want to be doing this. I want stability financially and security in a job. And yes, bartending, waitressing is a job, but I wanted a career. I was like, I graduated top of my class. I wanted to go back to school and get my degrees. And I was just like, I need the security when I get older. Of course, now I'm in this creative space where I know that there's money and there's a potential to grow there. But to me, that's still...
You're building security for yourself at the end of the day.
Yes. And so even though you don't like accounting, even though accounting is not a passion for me, you can't be an entrepreneur and do all of these other things without having a stream of income.
I did it because I wanted to understand. I'm good with numbers.
Me too. It ain't as much numbers as I thought, though.
You're in I think you're in a different field when it comes to accounting.
Yes.
So I'm a full cycle accounting, month end, quarter end, year end, like all that stuff. I think you're more like advising.
Well, no. So I actually do financial services, but I do tax. Tax as it relates to investments, tax as it relates to corporations, real estate investments, private equity, employee funds. That stuff.
Yeah, I don't touch that one. The only tax I touch is sales and use and anyways, that's boring.
Yeah,
accounting is boring shit.
Right, but
where we don't belong.
Right, but when you do get to a certain age, and so I was bartending 18 to probably 25, 26, 25. So within those 7 years, you do a lot.
A lot.
And bitch, I was working maybe 2-3 times a week, making hella money, and then I had all the free time to be a hoe. So
you still have plenty of free time. Don't be
right now I feel like that free time isn't there. Like I don't have the free time even to give my energy to the men that I entertained at one point and all that. So
yeah. Well, let's do so you touched on I want to see how we met. I don't remember the day we met, honestly.
Me neither.
I don't know when it happened or how it happened. Or
because I knew you before Summer League when I brought that table. I knew you. I don't know when we met either, but we just always knew each other.
Right. So I remember it was, I believe, I don't know what the date was when you came in and went to the club with a bunch of basketball players. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm a bottle girl. If they're going to spend the money, let's go. Let's run it.
Right.
So you introduced me to this guy. And I think I was dating someone at the time. I was. I was dating somebody at the time. And I didn't really want to date any athletes. I don't like dating athletes.
And I was like,
you
girl.
love athletes. They're around all the time. And I'm perfectly fine with taking their money in the club.
Right.
But dating you, no. I want to cuddle and shit. And you're going to cuddle with me and other bitches the next day. So no, that's not going to happen. So she introduces me to this guy. And everything was fine. I didn't want to date him. So we stayed friends for a while. Then a year and a half later, I decide I'm going to give him a shot.
Yes.
So I give this man a shot, and now we're dating, and everything was cool. I'm texting me, and I'm like, yeah, we're together. He's cool. We're having a good time. all of a sudden, I'm at Olive Garden one day, and my phone...
Do I know this story?
I don't know.
Oh, wait.
My phone starts going
That's right.
crazy. So I had notifications because, my phone's kind of dry as fuck. I'm not popping. I don't got nobody on my phone. My daughter might text me, my mom and my dad. And
this is when we were associates. We knew of each other, but yes. I know this story.
I'm at my phone. My Twitter's going off, and I'm like, nah, I know nobody's hit me up on Twitter like that. I can't unlock my phone because the notifications aren't coming in, so my phone dies. I leave Olive Garden to go put it in the charger, and when I finally get into my phone, I'm getting notifications. This bitch has AIDS. She's not even that cute. Who the fuck is she? And I'm like, what the fuck happened?
So
happened?
I take blame to that. So during my time as a bartender, I was in the media space. I had a sports blog, Full Court Pumps.
Bitch.
And so amongst gossip and rumors and, everything sports, I posted that Carla was dating so-and-so NBA player.
And then she proceeds to add Bottle Girl from Orlando with pictures from my Instagram.
Because she was fine. Bitch, they was good pictures.
Fine.
They was good pictures.
Nobody needed to know I was dating the guy.
You had it on Instagram.
I have 1,000 followers, bitch.
So this is the thing, too. This is the thing. And I want to actually share this, too, when it comes to blogging and even with my friends. So...
it was content.
Not only was it content and paid, and I got paid from Google back then, so ma'am, I needed those clicks. But it was also something to me when you put something into the universe. So say I'm dating someone and I post it to my social media. So now it's
my fault.
Absolutely. So I was aware through this guy, I was aware that you guys were seeing each other because me and him were friends at the time. And I was okay with that. Like, cool. I knew it, but I didn't go and put you guys together without you guys being together and making it public. So when you make something public, regardless of the amount of followers you have.
He wasn't even a star player.
I mean, he was still in the NBA. People still care. And then I think the other issue is I posted it because I didn't think it was going to be that big. And then other blogs picked it up.
No, here's what happened. At the time, Rihanna was messing with J.R. Smith. Or they were linked at some point.
Oh, it was around that time.
So they found them together. There were some pictures.
Oh, they did a whole thing about NBA players and their... No,
bitch. It was just a blog about who were spotted together. And it was Rihanna and J.R. Smith. And then some little old girl from Orlando and this other guy. What?
Bro, NBA players. There's literally only...
So it's like NBA, Rihanna, and Carla. Who the fuck is Carla? So here come just random ass trolls telling me I have AIDS, that I'm transgender, that I have all these STDs. It was crazy.
I don't think... Okay, so that's another thing. I feel like because I've been in the social media realm for so long, I feel like I've become numb to the trolling and what goes on. And yeah, so I don't think a lot of people realize when they go onto the internet and when we see even the celebrities clapping back at people and they're like, oh my God, you should ignore it. Like, we're human beings.
After a while, it gets to you.
It gets to you.
You're seeing a million comments.
It gets to you. And that's why it's like I'm ignoring so much before we even get to where I'm clapping back. It's just like, bro, you can only take so much as a human being. And all of us are human beings. It's a lot.
Like, Rihanna knows that she's going to, like, you're as an artist, as a professional athlete, they know they're getting it. I wasn't expecting it. So that threw me off. So I was really upset with you. But
we made up after that, clearly.
Because also... it was All-Star Weekend. I gained some followers on Instagram, so I thought I was like kind of popping because I think I had like 2,500 followers. No, I think I was at like almost 10,000. It was all because of All-Stars, and I was working it.
Ah, yes.
So I gained all these followers. Now these hoes, and I'm gonna call y'all hoes in a derogatory word, not because y'all second date, but just because I feel like it's a word to say fuck you. And they deleted my Instagram. And at the time, you can't get your Instagram back. So now I'm just basic as fuck. And I don't want to buy followers, so I'm just...
No. That's never cool.
I was popping. I was Instagram famous.
You were.
Well, now it's gone.
You getting back there because, shit, I'm 30. You know, it's kind of lit. It's kind of lit.
And I'm in New York, bitch. I made it. I can quit my job tomorrow. You know what? People better be careful now.
Right.
Okay, so... growth-wise, why I wanted to bring you on. Let's go back to who you were kind of what you did in your late teens, early 20s, a few things that you would say now, you're not in that headspace anymore and you've changed it.
Okay, so I guess first I'll say...
Tell me one, I'll tell you one of myself.
Okay. I would say one thing for sure that I've noticed in the change in me going from my my late teens and early 20s to where I am now at almost 30. I would say the energy that I give to men. I was very fluid with casual sex and fucking just to fuck. And now I'm in a space where I don't need to entertain that many individuals.
But you still fuck just to fuck.
I still have those relationships with
certain people.
I've been fucking one person for the last 8 months. Just added Felon Bay, of course. Like, just added a second.
I met Felon Bay, y'all. I met him. I was on, can I say this? I was on parole duties.
Shut up.
So she said, he needs to sit next to you. Make sure you go get Felon Bay. And I'm sitting here like, am I his parole officer?
Yeah, you're not his parole officer. Shut up.
This live show?
No, but like, so that's the thing. Like, back when I was younger, I felt like I would just have guys come over just because I was bored, or because, maybe this is, I don't know if I was craving attention back then. I don't know. And it could have been. But at the age that I am now, too, just knowing my body more.
Loving yourself more.
Loving myself a lot more. And having the value in myself without having to gain that value from someone else.
Right.
So it's me just now respecting myself, respecting my time. Mm-hmm. I was giving so many people my time that I shouldn't have, making people priorities that I shouldn't have.
And I feel like we've all been there.
And like, so being where I am in the space where I do have my own business with the podcast. I was just in school for the last 4 years and completed 2 bachelors in 4 years, and working at, the investment bank that I've been at for the last year and a half. It's literally just been like, okay, I'm focusing on me. And when I do get free time, I'm going to be very picky with who I share that time with.
And that's one of the biggest changes I've seen in you. Because back in 2011, 2012, you couldn't give 3 fucks about working a 9 to 5.
Ever. I was like, bitch,
I'm
what?
Young, I'm a hot little thing. I'm just going to suck and fuck and have a good time
and flown out. Yep.
All that stuff. For me, I didn't have the freedom to do any of that because I had my daughter super young. But I think where my downfall, and I'll say downfall, it was my temper. So with me, I can fight you.
Right.
My daddy will bail me out. That was my train of thought. It doesn't matter. I'll fix it later. I'll do whatever I want. My temper was bad. My anger was bad. And I was giving, the same way you were giving energy to maybe men or whatever, I was giving energy to people with anger, with cussing them out, with being upset and stuff like that. So as I grew, I realized, and I started asking myself, it's a question I ask myself all the time. Is this going to matter in 5 minutes? Is it going to matter in 5 days? Is it going to matter in 5 weeks? Is it going to matter in 5 years?
I like that train of thought.
So when I make any decisions, I think to myself, is it going to affect me later on? So even when I talk to you now, I see myself in you. I tell you this, I think every day.
You do.
When you react certain ways, I want to tell you, before you speak, tell yourself, is this going to affect me 5 minutes from now, 5 days from now, 5 years from now? So I won't say what happened, but yesterday you did. There's a bit of an outburst. And if you would have thought before you said the outburst, whatever I'm saying right now or having an attitude about, is it really going to matter? In 5 minutes, literally. It wasn't going to matter.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Will it have a lasting effect? Probably.
Okay.
So I changed that, and now I'm like, look, if I put hands on somebody now, I can go to jail.
Which would affect your daughter,
which would affect
your job,
my daughter.
There's
new job, which will affect the fact that I'm too cute to go to jail.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. You definitely getting fucked in jail,
bro. My daddy
bro.
passed away. Who's going to bail me out? My mama going to leave my ass in there.
That's really what it is.
My sister's an attorney, and I feel like she going to leave me in there for real.
You ain't got that safety net of getting bailed out.
I don't have a safety net, and I feel like you have that when you're younger. So now it's like, I need to make smarter decisions with my time and not give so much of my time and my anger to people when it's not going to affect me in 5 days.
It's crazy that you said that, because we also had a conversation how when you're younger, you just think that it's okay, I have time.
Yes.
And it's like, or it's okay. I'm young, so it doesn't matter. And when you get older and you look back and you look and it's like, damn, those decisions I did make younger are affecting me now. Like,
sometimes I think about, wow, if I thought to myself when I was 18, you know what? From 29 to 30, I took a big change. I stopped working completely and I went to school. So I wasn't making any money, really. Mm-hmm. I was broke. Mm-hmm. I can definitely say I was broke. I'm not broke to the point where I won't have what I need because I'm fortunate enough to have my family. But I'm broke where I've always known my own money, my own paycheck.
Right.
If I would have made that sacrifice of that when I was 21, I would be chilling right now.
Right.
I would have been having my salary that I have now at 25.
Right.
But I also would not change it ever. So this is another question that I wanted to touch. Is like, is there something from your past that you would change from back then to change the outcome of where you are today?
So it's crazy because I used to regret. So I had a full ride to the University of Florida.
Me too.
Didn't take it because I wanted to be fast and moved up to Atlanta. And so for a very long time, I regretted it because I ended up moving to Atlanta, got accepted to Georgia State University, only got the minimum of Pell and federal. And because I was out of state, they were like, just so you know, let us know how you're coming up with that other $20,000 for tuition. And at this point, I'm literally in my very first apartment. I'm 18 years old. I don't even have a bed in my apartment yet. Like, I'm literally sleeping on an air mattress. Like, I'm 18. I moved up. I packed my car and moved to Atlanta.
It doesn't even matter 18. You're like, who cares?
So I used to regret not going to school immediately out of high school. However, I will say, now there's nothing that I regret. Leaving out of high school, I wanted a fucking degree in psychology. Jesus Christ, I would have been broke for life with a wasted degree. So, and this is shade to anyone listening with a psychology degree. If you're not going to be a doctor, it's a very minimalistic.
Like, be a teacher.
You're making $35,000, and that's, to me, is not living. And so,
to you, I'm glad
to me, that's not living. To me, that's not living.
I hate when people sometimes are like, 40,000 is not a lot. To some people, they are perfectly fine with that,
and that's fine. Mediocrity. That's what I call that. And I'm sorry. I do. I don't even have kids, and 40,000 is not enough for me. At that level, with a certain amount of kids, you're also dependent on government assistance. So I'm just,
It depends where you live.
It does depend where you live. Okay, it depends where you live.
$500 rent.
It depends where you live.
You don't have any kids.
It depends where you live.
You like to shop at Payless.
You know, all of that. But so back to that. I did regret that at one point. Now I will say there is nothing that I would go back and change, because everything that I did, all of my decisions, my mistakes, things that I don't agree with now that I did back then, they've all made me who I am today. And going back to school at 24, I knew I wanted a degree that made sense to me. I wanted a degree that I could come out making $70,000. Like, I didn't have that knowledge or those resources when I was in high school to tell me of finance and accounting and these other career options that I had.
I'm glad you said that, because I feel like in our community, Black and brown community,
1,000.
My mom didn't go to school.
My mom didn't graduate high school.
I didn't know anyone. The only one I knew that went to school was my sister, and I was just like, I didn't want to do what she was doing.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to do what your siblings are doing.
My mom was a nurse, and I was like,
when we don't have that growing up that way, that family structure, we do whatever we see.
Yep.
Or whatever it's easier. So I hate when some people look at our community and they're like, well, they should know better. How? We don't grow up knowing about
our
school.
Parents don't.
Some people don't have cell phones.
But not only that, even
our parents, if your mom is telling you need to help me sell this dope,
hello,
you're gonna help your parents sell that dope.
But even in my high school, so I graduated from Evans High School in Orlando,
and it's a predominantly Black school.
Predominantly Black, and you know what they had? They had a daycare at my high school, and they had a cosmetology, like a group
for trade
to do hair. So when it came to what we would do, as far as even my real quick, even my full ride to the University of Florida. You know why we got that? Because Evans was a partnership school with the University of Florida, so that they can meet their Black quota.
Yeah,
that's why. that's why I was given a ride, because I was at a minority school.
I'm not mad at that, though.
No, me neither.
I'm not mad at that.
But when we don't have the guidance of other career options, like I would have wasted 4 years at the University of Florida for a psychology degree.
Right. I feel like, and that's another thing. So they do send us to the school with a full ride, but then once you're there,
there's still
you're
no
like,
advisory.
What do I want to do?
Yeah.
And at 18, you don't know what the
don't
fuck you
know.
want to be.
You don't.
We don't. I feel like at 24, 25, I still wasn't sure. That's when I started working in the club.
Yeah.
I was 24.
Okay.
And I didn't drink, really. I was nothing. Like the first 6 months that I was bartending and waitressing, I wasn't even drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing it sober as fuck. I was really happy about the money. Girl, I was leaving Antigua's with like no less than $1,000.
I know.
So
crazy.
No, I didn't need a drink. I was high as fuck off of the money that I was making. So we don't know who we are or what we're doing. So I wouldn't change anything from my life either.
I was going to ask you, and it's crazy too, because you said something about changing growth. And where I am now at 27, almost 28, I feel like, oh my God, I know myself. I see myself. And we talked about this. You're like, girl, when you get in your 30s, you're going to change again. You're going to have a different mindset about something. Like, it's constantly going to change.
And I tell you that right now.
You do?
What you think today, I promise you, in 3 years, you're not going to feel the same way. And I tell you, do not make permanent decisions off of temporary emotions.
Right.
Because whatever you hate today, you could love. And you can't say, I won't. I'm telling you, I didn't like eggs for a really long time, bitch. And now I love to eat eggs. Okay.
Same with olives. I feel like it's an old person thing. Like, I used to be like, ew, olives. Dirty martinis. Who wants olives? And now I'd be like, can I get a side of olives, please?
No, like even I think we're gonna talk about this later, but I always said, and I was very anal about, do not touch my ass. Don't look at my ass. I shit through my ass. So I wasn't like a super sexual person, and I'm not saying this. Anyways, we're changing the subject.
Yeah, she's like, nope, we're not talking about my booty hole no more.
We're not saying it. I did not have anal, just in case.
Okay.
Or anything close to
Let's clear that up. Let's clear that up.
No. Things change. There are things sexually that I said I would never do, or I didn't even want to experience. And now I'm like, maybe.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that happens with anything. Like any relationship, anything. There are a lot of things that I hate. I always said, like, I didn't want to work corporate. I'm working corporate.
Very corporate.
I said I wouldn't work with my parents. I opened a business with my dad. You know? So it was different things like that after years, it was like, okay, maybe I want to do this now. I was very clear before, no, but I'm allowed to change and we're allowed to grow. And that's another thing we were talking about. So let's take it to more something that's currently happened.
Okay, here we go.
We had a conversation about it. So XXX Tentacion. I don't know who this kid is.
Okay.
I never listened to his music.
I knew of who he was just through listening to the blogs and podcasts that talk about music. That's the only, but I had never listened to his music.
I told you I didn't know who Rich Homie Kid Quan.
Rich Homie Quan.
Yeah.
You said Rich Homie the Quan. I don't know if it's
because Ayana told me there's two people.
Rich the Kid and Rich Homie Quan.
Yes.
Boom. Got it. I was really thinking there.
So there's two
This
people.
is when you know you're getting old too. When all these new people start coming out and you're like, who was that gentleman there with them dreads with the colors on them?
I thought everybody was Young Thug.
Yeah.
And a song came in.
Look, and here I go thinking, isn't it Little Thug? No, it is Young Thug. No, it's Young Thug.
And the song came on in the club yesterday. I turned over and I said when we were malling out, I was like, yeah, I like this song too. It's on the Migos. And he gave me this side eye like, bitch.
It wasn't Migos?
No. I don't even know what the song was. But I thought it was Migos, and I was bumping to it.
That is so funny.
Yeah, this Offset right here.
Bro, and it's so funny because we used to make fun of our parents growing up.
Yes.
And now we're those people.
I am that parent.
I'm like, who are these little people? Who are these? What's this new music these new people are listening? These little kids are listening to now? I literally feel like we're that age. Even at 27, 28, like my generation is even like, what are these young kids listening to? It's crazy. So
I get corrected by Ayana all the time. And when this kid dies, I was like, oh, wow. And she goes, oh, my God, no, this can't be happening. Who is this? What is his name? She's like, yeah, he has the song. And she told me the song. And I was like, oh, I know that song. I didn't know who it was, but I knew who the kid is. But regardless of what the music aspect of it. So he dies.
Right, he got killed.
Someone killed him. And I was listening to your live. I think it was your live. And you were like, I will not say, or I didn't say, I will not, or haven't said R.I.P. because of his past.
Yes.
And in the same live, you also said something about Malcolm X. And I was just like, okay, I was
also
fine.
very drunk, so I don't even know if I can remember everything that I was saying during that live.
Stuff that now I've gone on Twitter and I've listened to certain things and they talk about it, and that's just where I want to tie it on to growth. Because if we weren't allowed to grow, you and I wouldn't be in this corporate.
No, of course.
You and I wouldn't. You wouldn't be able to have the platform that you have with the podcast. You wouldn't have your job because you would have stayed a promiscuous, broke hoe.
Right.
At 22.
Wait. Broke though? Chill, bro.
You said you were broke at a certain point in time. You didn't have a bed.
Yeah, I was 18.
Right, that's what I'm
saying. Straight out the house, but bitch, when I started hoeing, a bitch wasn't broke anymore.
Oh, okay. So it was broke, then hoe.
Yeah, I wasn't a broke hoe though. I was broke, then hoed, but I was never a broke hoe. So calm down. Calm down on that.
Correction. Fucking correct me on that one. She was broke. So what if you would have died before you got to the good hoeing part?
You know, goddamn shit. Right. Had to correct that real quick. So this is my thing. Yes, people can change. Yes, people are going to grow.
Right.
The issues and why I spoke on this man in particular with his decisions is because these decisions are just from 6 months ago.
No, it was in 2016.
No, 2017, he just did something with So he was on house arrest right now. People do say they're going to change when they're on house arrest. He was driving. December of 2017. He did something. Oh my God, I could bring it up.
No,
he violated something. But even if we go back to 2016, and
So
even if we go back to 2016,
for the conversation purposes, the beating of his pregnant girlfriend that was in 2016.
Yes, and the beating of the gay man.
The gay man
in jail.
2016.
Yes.
Oh, this happened in jail?
Yes.
Oh my God! Can we go back to our conversation last night? Not now, but I wish I could go back now. I thought he beat him to the ground like walking. He's in jail.
Right, again, for probably some bullshit.
Right.
So this is my thing. And this is where I want to this is kind of where I want to kind of draw the line. We can go back and say we made dumb decisions in our teens, in our early adulthood, in our early 20s, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. Regardless of the fact, there are things that we know are just, we're not supposed to do. We can go back to being 7 years old. We can go back to that age. Beating your pregnant girlfriend till she is blind in one eye and beating a gay man literally seconds to where his life is about to end, and then you wipe yourself in the blood of who you just beat up. Mm-hmm. I don't care your age. Because,
of course not. You
right.
Shouldn't.
So
but we're not talking about the act of it. Now I'm saying it's been 2 years.
To me, that's still very, very new.
It's been 2 years, and he was at least trying to be more positive. Trying.
Well, I would be too if I was on trial.
I don't care how it happens.
So
it doesn't matter how.
Who's to know if it was even genuine?
Who are we to say it wasn't?
Right. But so give him the benefit of the doubt that he's changing.
You have to give everyone the benefit of the doubt.
But what I'm not going to do is sit here and make an excuse that, he's a changed man.
No. See that? No. Okay.
A lot of people are saying he's a changed man or changing.
Forget
growth.
them people.
Okay.
Us here. Yep, we're saying we have to give people, the benefit of the doubt that they're going to change. Does that mean that we, in our personal lives, that we're going to stay in their life? No. But we have to be willing to allow them to grow. Allow them to change.
And I'm going to just say this because I see the hypocrisy in this. Uh-huh. Because sure, you can give XXXTentacion this compassion of growth and this compassion of he can change. Mm-hmm. That compassion, and I'll bring in, this is probably going to be a little deeper, and it's a stretch, but that compassion was not there for Dylan Roof. And we brought this up.
For a lot of people.
Dylan Roof was 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
What he did was a race hate crime, mm-hmm. which could have been his environment, which is what we say even with XXXTentacion.
Correct.
We don't know what type of environment he grew up, and you use that with him beating the gay man. I'm aware of homophobia in the Black community.
And the racism in the white community.
And we're right. But that compassion was not there for Dylan Roof because of his age and the decision he made.
We're talking about media-wise.
Because not even media-wise. If we're talking with conversations amongst our friends, amongst our people, amongst our peers. When I think about
it, I see another child that we lost. Because mentally he's a kid.
Yes.
So it's, damn, he could have been someone. Society just lost another kid to crime.
Right.
So I do have compassion for Dylan Roof because
you are of the very minority. Because I've had this conversation and I brought that up as an example, it was like, oh no, but that's different. And so I don't want to.
It is different, but at the same time, us as humans we should be more like, you know what? He can change. Do we want a sociopath without emotions to be back in society? Probably not to that level, but he is able to change, and he might not be out here in full society, but I think that in 10 years, whatever, with therapy, he can probably do good in the jail.
Right.
He could still be a different person.
Right.
We have to be willing to allow people to change. But yes, in society as a whole, I don't think people have that view. And I wish we would stop because we don't like being judged.
Right.
Why are we judging others' decisions?
Right. Right.
That man beat the girl up, did what he did, beat the gay man up. He made that decision just like we have made fucked up decisions. We want people to allow us to grow. We need to allow them to grow. I'm not saying XXX is going to be your friend or Dylan Roof is going to be out here being our friend.
To me, it's just the conversation around it. Like, let's not put all of this fake emotions into all of these things, because if you're going to, I'm really big with just keeping the same energy.
Right.
And so to me, if you're having this compassion for XXX, and then I didn't see you have this same, well, he was young, he could have grown, for Dylan Roof, or for, and I don't want to all lives matters this, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm specifically talking about his age and the crimes, but I just feel like we don't keep the same energy. We have people canceling Kanye and still stepping in the name of love to R. Kelly. You know what I mean? We have people who are giving compassion to XXXTentacion, but dragged and canceled the fuck out of Chris Brown for a long time because of what he did with Rihanna. But then we go back, even with domestic violence still, then we go to Fab. Fab never got canceled. Why? Because we didn't see Emily's battered face in the media.
Yes, and people nowadays, we're visual. We have this much attention span. We have to see it. So if you're getting your ass, and it happens with domestic violence, if you're getting your ass beat in private and you're covering it up with makeup and we don't see it, we don't have as much compassion for you as the one that's coming through with a bloody nose, crying and like clinging onto life.
And that's what I'm saying. We got to keep the same energy,
and
bro.
And the cousin posts a picture of them in the hospital. It's the same energy, but we have to understand that society, the way it is now, they have to see things. And it's not right. It really isn't. But that's where the conversation...
We're becoming numb to it all.
We're numb. And we shouldn't be.
Yeah.
We really shouldn't. I believe it was Carla told me not too long ago, I don't know who it was. It was like, I didn't think there was this much violence, or I never seen so many, Carla said, when I moved to New York, I saw people getting killed.
Yeah.
And she's like, now it's like everywhere. I didn't think it was like that. I said, it's been everywhere. And the same thing with racism and with the police. It's been going on. The problem is now we see it here.
Yep.
The second it happens, we're not waiting for Fox News and NBC to give us whatever report they decide to report it.
Right.
How to decide to report it.
You're right.
So we're becoming numb because there's so much of it now, and now people are like, it's worse now. No, it's not worse now. Niggas been out here killing each other for stupid things. Like the kid that just got stabbed.
Yes.
I don't think we ever would have known about this.
Yeah,
we would have never known about that kid getting stabbed yesterday. But even if it wasn't for social media.
Even back to XXX, I want to clear it up that I don't believe anyone deserves to die based on the decisions they make. But even with him, and I will also say, I was against, and I felt like chills watching his lifeless body in the car.
And what's crazy is I watched it a few times and felt nothing.
To me, it's crazy.
No,
like,
I felt nothing.
You could look
wow,
and see he's dead.
It.
Like, growing up, I used to cover my eyes in rated R movies. Like, but we only saw dead bodies in rated R movies. But now we could turn on our phone and literally see a real dead body. Like
well, I'm from Puerto Rico, and it's really weird. No, and in Puerto Rico, the news, they show up to the crime scene and literally record the lifeless body.
Oh no!
And it shows on the news, like 5 o'clock news. They're showing I've been used to seeing that.
Okay.
And also I have a thing with, I don't like death when it hits close to me. It hasn't happened often, so I don't like dealing with that, but I like seeing tragic things in the trauma area. So I worked in the hospital for a while, and I lied and conned my way into getting a key card to the trauma unit.
Bro, I just need y'all to know that Carla is the most ratchet scammer of a woman with this, and she's so beautiful, like you would never know, but this bitch is ratchet.
I am.
She's a scammer.
I wanted to see things like that, so there was a new white girl.
She scammed us into the club last night.
I did, girl. I want an Oscar for that. Gladys, whoever you are, thank you, girl. I don't know who you are, but you got me in the club. So I would go into the trauma area just to see whenever I would get a call and the scheduling, like the things coming in, it's like ETA 2 minutes. I would run and go in there and see them come in, and some of it was like lifeless bodies, or they were like resuscitating them, and you see them like tongues out, like it was blood everywhere. I love to see that type of stuff. So I think maybe I
don't even like wiping my own period blood. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't like blood. Like I have to see that shit every month, and I be grossed out. So I ain't trying to see no body. I ain't trying to see no blood. I cover my eyes during R-rated movies.
Bitch.
This is just not my life.
You are disgusting.
I'm sorry. Like I'm
about to get a period for the first time in 14 years.
I gotta bleed every month, man. That shit nasty, man.
I haven't had that in 14 years, and I'm getting it next month when I take my IUD out. And I don't know what I'm.
You probably gonna bleed like 2 weeks straight.
Oh my God, screw you.
I promise, when my birth control wore off, bitch, I thought I was going to bleed for the rest of my life.
Oh my God.
I just bled for like 2, this is really graphic and gross.
This is very gross.
This is what you'll learn, guys, if you're still in your 20s and you're dealing with birth control. When you come off that shit, it's some bullshit. And then you still can't get pregnant for a long time after, but that's birth control. That's because of the hormones. The IUD is different. It's like a little...
It doesn't have much hormones, but I don't get a period at all.
It's a wishbone, right? Mm-hmm. That's in your little cervix plastic. Or whatever.
Yeah, it's up there somewhere. I don't know where it is. I can't feel it. Okay. I have no control over that. Quick question. Yes. Have you ever felt self-conscious recently about your age?
Only when my friends call me a pedophile, man. Like,
because you are.
If they're 19 and 20, they're of age, bro. Like,
of age. So now,
what? Of age.
To
they're
what?
Over 18.
You're a fucking
They're
pedophile.
legal. See, so normally I don't feel self-conscious. Like, but like, I ain't gonna lie, I was on Seeking Arrangement, which is like a little sugar daddy site, and I did just put my age down to like 23 because I feel like they don't want me. How am I gonna find a sugar daddy at 27? Like, they want a little young tenderoni, man. No. But I love where I'm at right now. So outside of people judging me, I love my age.
I'm judging you.
Yeah.
So remember the 2 young kids that came to the bar? I said, oh, this is right up her alley.
Don't
right
do
here.
that. See
they
what
were
I'm talking
drinking juice.
But this is what I'm talking about. Like, so even the video of all of the NBA draft picks,
I sent it to you. I was one of them.
You were one of 13 people who was like, oh, Mandii, here you go, girl, these yo tights. And you know, none of them had facial hair. You know, they
can't grow that shit yet. They haven't hit puberty. You know, men hit puberty later, and I am very sure you have been with some boys that probably their voice ain't even right yet.
Don't do that. See, so this is...
Just because they're tall doesn't mean they hit puberty.
They got grown man bodies, man. No, they don't.
That
sound like a pedophile thing to say.
No, that's what them teachers be saying when they fuck the middle school kids, okay?
No.
Don't you ever be a teacher.
It's so... Oh, I wouldn't, because I know that. No.
Don't go teach Whoreible Decisions.
It would have to be elementary, because I couldn't do a high school.
No, I wouldn't even put you in elementary school. These them little fifth graders nowadays? They be tall?
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. But no. So I am very secure about my age. Like, I love... Because I see myself growing as I'm aging. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited. And I mean, I'm still not 30 yet. So I'm like, oh, I'm almost there though, Jesus. But to me, yeah, my age is only like becoming brought to attention because I like young guys.
So when you were 23 dating a 19-year-old, it wasn't that bad. Now you're 27 when I date a 19-year-old.
Right, and in my mind, I still feel like I'm like... And then that's the thing, too, because I went back to college, we could share our college stories together. So even though I'm 27 and you're 19, yeah, I had my class today, too. Like, so I felt like I All right, let's not talk about it. What?
They be in high school, girl.
I mean,
you know, if their birthday's after September, they can be 19 and no, 18.
Chill, bro. Chill. No high schoolers, but I definitely talk to younger guys in college. But that's also just because, what I'm looking for right now.
Do you know what you're looking for? I feel like
I know what I want, but coming from the lifestyle that I was in, it's affecting me now to what I want in a partner, because I have traveled the world. I have stayed in the best hotels, ate the best food, been able to ask for whatever I want.
This is all material things.
Very, very, and I'm shallow. So even though I'm 27, my nigga, I still want you to have a six-pack. I can't, and when you in your 30s, things drop, things change.
Wait a minute.
30s, 40s.
You can have a six-pack at 30.
You can. It doesn't look the same.
Yes,
it doesn't look the same. No.
Absolutely. You know, it looks exactly the same. Even, first of all, it can look even better. The only problem is we need to work harder at it.
Right. I just, yeah. And I'm not going to lie. When I talk to the younger guys and the issues that my friends think I have with them, I listen to my friends complain about these older guys that they talk to, and they're going through the same shit.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Unless we started the show saying some people don't grow up.
Right.
So maybe your friends are dating
possibly
older in age,
possibly
with a young mentality.
Well, that's another thing too. I know what I don't want right now, and what I don't want right now is kids. And so, which is fine. With speaking to older men, however,
there are plenty of older men that don't want kids. They're out there.
No. Right? There's not as many. Not only that, if they're older and say they don't want kids, sometimes it's because they already have some. So it's me dealing with the baggage. Or a lot of times I'll meet an older guy, and if they don't have kids, they're saying they want them. And so I don't want to waste. So I don't want to waste anyone's time. Like, true. And that's the thing. I wouldn't want my time wasted. And I actually was very close to being in a relationship with a guy. This was before I left overseas for a couple months, and we had that talk. And he wanted another baby. He has one child now. And when we were talking, dating, and he was like, I want another kid like yesterday.
Oh, no.
And so having that conversation with him, I put a whole halt on my emotions. Because I was like, what I'm not going to do is waste your time, because there's no way.
And it's good that you're aware of that. Some people don't have that awareness about themselves.
But I think that as we grow older, these are things that we need to be aware of ourselves, and they need to be communicated.
Oh, absolutely.
They need to be communicated.
Because people play games all day long.
And people could sit here and say, oh, well, you're young. They were telling me that at 18 when I said I didn't want kids. They were telling me that at 22 when I said I didn't want kids. And here I am just shy of 28, and that's still my mentality. So that's something that could change when I get older.
That doesn't mean you have to keep dating 19-year-olds. I think that's an excuse.
I mean,
because I figured
it sounds good. Sounds good.
Because when you're at 23 or 19, you would think now you're 24, you go for 20, 25. Now that can be 21. They grow with you. No, you grow and then you keep them young.
Yeah, because in my mind, I'm 24 still.
So you know that
it's like my seeking arrangement profile. Bitch, I'm childish as fuck.
Does that work?
What?
You know what? I don't even want to do. I'm not even doing shit talk because this is really interesting and I want to know how much more. What time am I on? Okay, we can talk about this for like 5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay.
Dude, does this chicken arrangement work?
Not anymore. Oh. It used to. I think there's so many men on there now who want relationships. And so they're using all these platforms of dating sites to have relationships. And then it's more so on some, I don't want professionals, but it's like it's seeking arrangement. My nigga, this is an arrangement. Whatever we're about to do. I don't want to be your mistress or your girlfriend aside from your wife for the hell of it. Like, no, like, so I don't think that people understand the basis of the site anymore. So how do you find a sugar
daddy?
Girl, now. I looked up. I ain't even gonna hold you. All the sugar daddies that I've had in my lifetime who have been wonderful to me. One I met when I was a bartender at Applebee's.
The fuck?
And I literally only got his number. His tab came up to $40. He left me a $40 tip. So I was like, oh, well, hello, you should come again. And so I got his card. And from there, like, he took me out and he would take me and all my friends out. Then it started turning into...
How old was he? Or how old did he seem?
No, he was in his 30s, mid-30s. Oh, I I'm real about this age. All of my sugar daddies, none of them, I think the oldest was 37.
What?
I got one that's 31. And the other one is like, yeah.
When I think of a sugar daddy, I think of a late 50s white man with all white hair.
Nope. All black men.
They're all black?
All black.
Well, I thought there's an African one, right?
Oh, well, African black. Yeah.
Oh. Well, when I think of Africans, I think of sugar daddies.
They're all black. They're all over 6 feet. They're all like handsome guys.
What?
They're married.
Oh.
So, but yeah, and they have money.
Give you money?
Well, and because of the relationship I have with them, it's not based on sex, and we've grown friendships. So it's never transactional. Like, they got my wire transfer, my Cash App, my Venmo. If I need it, I call. None of them are local either. They all live in other cities. So I don't. It works.
So what would be your advice for women that maybe they just had a breakup and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna spend the next year just dating, but I might want to try a sugar daddy. How do they find them?
I mean, there's different ways to find them. I would say if you have some hoe friends, ask them to put you on. Cause listen, your hoe friends always got some niggas that maybe they can't talk to because they done fucked a homeboy or whatever like that, but they got money. You know, ask your hoe friends. I would definitely say that because I did meet my African through a friend. She posted me and he had seen me on her page. And he was like,
ask your friends to post you.
Yes.
Ladies.
He was like, I would love to meet her and get her contact. Within our first conversation, he's like, I want you to know how serious I am. He wired me $1,000 before I had even talked to him for more than a day.
Any men out there, do you want my
No.
have a conversation about how serious you are?
Yeah, no.
I want you to tell me how serious you are.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So, and then I think it's important to know that when you think of a sugar daddy, it doesn't have to be a 70-year-old man on his deathbed. Like,
I feel that would be so
what
much
the fuck? No, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm shallow. I can't put on the front the girlfriend experience with a nigga I'm not attracted to. I like black dick. I like black guys, and I like them tall. They're all over 6 foot. They're all good looking men. I'll show you the pictures when we leave here, but they've. Easy, bro. Cakewalk. And then I don't need people judging me like I'm out with a sugar daddy when I'm out. Can we be out in public without motherfuckers thinking you paying me for sex? It's so obvious. Bro, it's obvious.
Obvious.
I don't want it to be obvious. I like to be a secret hoe.
I want an Anna Nicole Smith arrangement.
No, bro.
He's going to die and leave me all his money.
Yeah, no.
You're
gonna suck that 70. Let's raise it.
Because
he died like 80 something. You gonna suck 87-year-old dick?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to marry me.
And enjoy it?
No. I'm enjoying the money.
Oh.
But I'm talking at her level. How rich he was. Married. I don't think they had a prenup, right?
I don't know, but there's no way I could do that.
So married.
No way I could
no
do that.
prenup. I know he's about to die. You know he probably comes with 2 licks.
No way I could do that, bro. No way.
You lying.
No,
you
I'm
lying
not.
sack of shit. This nigga's about to die in 6 months. You need to suck that dick for 6 months so you can become a millionaire?
Yeah, yeah, no, bro.
Whatever. I usually do an episode of unsolicited advice, but because this morning we need to get on the train because I'm a New Yorker now, I couldn't find my laptop in the mess that I left in Crystal's room. Crystal, I'm gonna clean your room. You said you had one that we can give advice to, and it's unsolicited because they didn't fucking ask me.
My unsolicited advice to y'all motherfuckers out here would be to really just stop being motherfucking hypocrites. Stop being hypocrites. Keep the same energy. I'm so sick of people stancing for one thing and then the next thing you know, what they said is a contradiction to what the fuck they just said.
Nobody has their own thoughts anymore. They go off
No, I think they go off of what is the thing to do.
The new trend, the new hashtag.
The thing even, and to me more so than ever with this Kanye shit, I'm not going to listen to Kanye, but now I'm also not going to listen to Pusha T. But girl, did you ever listen to Pusha T? Because if you didn't, then it's just like now you're just making it a thing because it's a thing on social media.
Right.
So I just think that people need to hone in on their own individual thoughts, allow people to disagree, allow people to have other opinions. And just because someone's opinion doesn't align with yours doesn't make yours any more right than theirs.
Everyone agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. Leave it at that. I think everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But when you're forcing and pushing your opinion on someone else, or your opinions are based on the majority and what you're seeing and you're not creating your own sense of thought, Like, bitch, get yourself together. I think that
have your own thoughts.
I think a lot of us need to just maybe read more books instead of reading more timelines.
Yeah, like I told you, my best friend in my head is Charlemagne. And sometimes I hear him say that he won't get on social media, like on his ride to work or put the radio on. That way he can process certain things on his own and what his thoughts are. And I like to do that as well, because if I sit here on social media, if I would have went by the whole plies, Dios mío. What, Pusha T and Kanye? I've never listened to Pusha T's music.
Right.
So it wasn't Pusha T. Drake. So
I wasn't that.
People had the thing, and I was literally researching what each line meant. What are you dissing about? Because I don't know the past. Right. I didn't know who sold drugs and who didn't sell drugs, and I didn't know any of that. So
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would still fuck Drake. So Drake won in my eyes. I like light skinned niggas. So Drake for the win.
Is never going to lose.
No,
Drake,
he's just not. He's just too fucking cool. And I'm in the era where, bitch, I watched Degrassi. So I have a feeling
that if somebody comes out saying that Drake is a DL nigga, people will be like, okay, now it's okay to be bisexual. Right. He would make bisexuality great.
Drake can do no wrong. But
None.
That's what I'm saying. I just feel like, again, also read the news before you read captions. Look into things in your own eyes, through your own common sense, from your, evaluate it based on your own experiences first. And then speak.
Yeah.
And then form an opinion. That would be just my fucking unsolicited advice. Get your motherfucking shit together and stop being hypocrites.
Yes. Don't be hypocrites. And that is the fucking show.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Where can they find you?
This was a pleasure. You guys can find me on social media at Full Court Pumps. You guys can also tune into my podcast if you haven't yet. Whoreible Decisions, and that is spelled whore, WHORE. Type that in. We'll pop right up.
Humble flex.
Hey, just type in whore. Hey, we pop right up. But yeah, please tune in, listen to us. We drop every Monday, our episodes weekly. And we have a pretty decent archive of things if you guys are looking for a new show. A whole lot to listen to. So check that out. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for bringing me on to talk about my growth.
Yes.
As I'm almost 30.
And you're going to keep growing. And you guys make sure to rate and subscribe. We're on everywhere. iTunes, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud. Everywhere. I tag it everywhere, so you guys will figure it out.
Yes.
And there's video coming soon.
Woo, woo.
You guys can see me now. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.